All right, I think I forgot to do my test before I started. Mm, Okay, that's working, and that's working. So we are in good shape. Let's make sure we're live. We are. Okay, welcome. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. And today we're talking about food. Sassy habits. Habit number one, I am nourished. So we're going to talk about like what do you eat for nourishment? And here we go. Let's get the exercises going. Okay, so we read when we were doing our program, going 20 minutes today. Um, we read about, we read Dr. Casey Means' book, Good Energy. And I was so impressed with the information about that. I'm going to go just a little bit slower because it just feels kind of rapid today. There we go. All right. So in her book, she talks about rather than figuring out what you're going to cut out of your food, you're going to focus on what to put in. What are you going to eat? What are you not what are you going to not eat? Right? Like that's a lot of focus on not. Um, and sometimes when you're thinking about that, you're feeling deprived, you're feeling upset, you're sad, you want it more because you know you can't have it. And that can be really frustrating and counterproductive from an energetic standpoint because you're not being who you're not able to focus on who you're trying to become, you're focusing on who you're not trying to become, if that makes sense. And so when you have that focus going only on what you're avoiding, then you kind of move into this energetic space of lack. And what we're doing here with your emotions, it applies to your food as well. So you don't want to be in a place where you're feeling like, oh, I can't have that like somehow you're in food jail or there's going to be some food police or something like that that's going to be, and it's you, right? You're the judge, jury, and executioner all in one, and then every day you just feel like a loser. So this is not where we're going. So since we're not going on that, we're not going to focus on that. What we're going to focus on instead is what to eat. So she had in Casey Means' book, Dr. Means, she had a list of important items to include in your food. And she also had a list of 10 important things, which we're not going to cover today, to include in your life. Things like, um, I mean, they really are all of the sassy habits plus light and temperature. We're not going to talk about all that today, but it was really validating from what we were producing, trying to help people to be more healthy. And it's a lot of common sense, which I've discovered that common sense is a little less common than it used to be, that people are a little less likely to be um but not you guys, right? Anybody who's listening to this, obviously you have common sense. Okay, so let's talk about it. So she had 5 things that she said you should include at every meal. And we made them into an acronym so we could remember what they were because they just felt, kind of random. So we called them FAPOP, FAPOP. All right. So the first one, and these are not in order of importance, these are just in the order of an acronym that works. All right. So, first of all, we're talking about fiber. When you add fiber to your diet, there's a lot of really good things that happen. One is it creates bulk. So it helps you to feel fuller and more satisfied. So that's really helpful. Secondly, it helps produce movement. And thirdly, it produces, or it's a place that can help to absorb any toxins that you're releasing. So the program that we did when we did our Sassy Habits program and ran it as a program, and by the way, we're running it again. If you want to jump in with us, I don't have anything ready, but just like raise your hand and say, hey, I'm in. I want to do it. We're starting again. We're starting the 12-week, what we call the 12-week cut, which is it is a reduction in calories for 12 weeks. But for some of you, it actually might be an increase in calories because a lot of you, I know this, are not eating enough food. And that's why your body is stressed and that's why you can't lose weight. So, so start eating and feeding your hungry body. You need to nourish your body. Okay, so fiber is first. And so as we're doing this, if you do the whole thing with us, we include the 90-day reset experience. And this is a cleanse. It's a cellular cleanse. It's very, very gentle, but it's very effective. And that fiber can help to create the bulk to as your body is releasing those toxins, as you're cleaning your liver and your kidneys and your lungs, everything is going into, those toxins. They can get recirculated through your body, but fiber helps to have the bulk and the absorption to bring those out of the body. So fiber is a really important one. And you're going to look at every meal and be like, where's my fiber? Look for it. And in your breakfast, if you're having eggs, maybe some extra egg whites for protein, which we'll talk about in a second, and maybe some oatmeal and some raspberries, you've got some good fiber going on there to help your body with what it needs for fiber. Okay, secondly, we have antioxidants. Antioxidants, they're easy to get. What you're looking for is colors. All right. So this is your fruits and vegetables in the different colors. And you don't need to know which color to eat at a certain time. There's no prescription on this, but you do need to be looking around and making sure you're getting a variety of colors every day. So there's lots of colors in the fruit world and in the vegetable world. And if you're following our plan, you're having 6 ounces of fruit for breakfast. You're having 6 ounces of fruit for lunch. So those are going to be whatever colors you want for those fruits. And then you're having a lot of vegetables because you're having 6 ounces for lunch and 14 ounces of vegetables for dinner. So you can do lots of different colors, lots of greens, lots of leaves, but lots of peppers and different colors of food, right? That's what you're working on, okay? Is colors. That's helping you with the antioxidants. Antioxidants help your body to um I mean they're antioxidants, right? So but that doesn't yeah. Your body it's all about the free radicals because the free radicals are running around doing havoc in your body. And so getting those antioxidants is helping to calm that down. Okay, so FA. Now P. The first P is protein. Um, when you do anything, if you're doing a cut and you cut protein, then the weight that you start to lose is not going to be fat. It's going to be muscle. And your muscle is your fat burning machinery. So you don't want to lose that. And so protein, you want to make sure that you're getting a good amount of protein um, every meal. And by a good amount, we mean um, at least 30 grams of protein. That would be the minimum. And you're eating 3 times a day. So 30 grams of protein at a minimum. So 40 is going to be better. And depending on your body size and that kind of stuff, you can do some calculations and be like, how much protein is the right amount for me? I've heard lots of different ranges on this, but it's usually between 0.75 and 1 gram of protein per lean body pound that your body is. So if you can get on a scale that calculates your lean body, You can look at your lean body amount, and that's your number of protein, or 75% of that number is your amount of protein. That's your range that you want to get into. So if your lean body weighs 126 pounds, which is what my scale says my lean body weighs, then I need 126 grams of protein, or 75% of that. So that's going to be my range. 75% of that would be somewhere around like 100 or 90 something to 126 is the range that I'm looking for as far as protein goes every day. So, and it does take work to consider, like, what am I going to eat for protein? I need to add protein. 3 eggs is only 18 grams of protein. If you are, that's why I said, if you need to add some egg whites to get that additional protein, or some cottage cheese to your yolk or to your oatmeal, or Greek yogurt, those kind of things. You're looking for that protein source. You can also use, oh gosh, now I've forgotten what it's called. It's called, um, I can see it in my fridge, but I can't remember what it's called. But it's pretty high protein. It's like, uh, oh, hemp, hemp. There you go, hemp hearts. Those are pretty high protein. And there's just other things. You can use nuts, just be careful. And same with the hemp hearts from a fat perspective, because you don't want to overdo on the fat. Okay, so fiber, antioxidants, protein. Oh, the O is omegas. You want those omega 3s. So this is where your fats are important. So you want to make sure that you're getting them. And again, with the hemp hearts, you can get them there. You can get them with your nuts and seeds and avocados and healthy fats, coconut, um, those different things. And this was another thing that we really learned a lot about, is that the different ways of processing different oils. If you're using canola or other seed oils that are processed at high temperatures, you're getting some really crappy side effects, or not necessarily side effects, but yeah, side effects, basically, of what that's doing to your cells. So you want to focus on making sure that you're eating healthy fats. So I don't know if beef tallow falls into the omega area, but it does fall into a healthier fat that your body can work with. And then the MCT oil, the medium chain triglycerides, it comes from coconut oil. So that is a good one. And then if you're going to do some cooking with it, don't cook with olive oil, because the smoke point is too low, and you can actually make yourself a little um, situation where the heat is too high. And so now you've created your own hydrogenate. I think it's hydrogenated. I can't remember what the terms are, but instead use avocado oil. It has a higher smoke point, and that can be a really good choice um, for that kind of thing. Okay, so omegas. So you're looking, egg yolks is another place where you're going to get omegas. Omega 3s is what you're specifically, and of course your fish oils, which we have a really good one that doesn't taste fishy. So ask me about it if you're interested. And then if you need a good source, tastes like wild orange. Like, the stuff is freaking amazing. All right. And um, so that's your O. And then the last P is probiotics. So we have an amazing probiotic that's part of the 90-day reset. If you're doing the supplement program with us, it's a really fantastic. It's got like 28 different strains from, I can't remember how many species, 22 species or something like that. It's very robust. It's really excellent. It's very good for your gut health and things like that. So then key with that probiotic, you can also get it from your food. And so eating some um cultured foods, so yogurt, I make yogurt and actually strain it, make it Greek yogurt, but I make it with that probiotic that I get from doTERRA. And so it's a really, really healthy yogurt. Um, You can drink the whey from the yogurt. It's changed at that point because of the yogurt, the fermenting process with that. Also sauerkraut, which is pretty easy to make for yourself as well. And other fermented foods that you might enjoy are like kimchi or other fermented foods that you can get. Usually it's not Americans that eat fermented foods, so you're probably gonna have to go look in the Asian section or something like that if you want to buy something ready made. But it doesn't have to be a lot of work to find that that probiotic, but it is something to be aware of and to look around, look at your plate, see what you've got. Can you add a couple of tablespoons of sauerkraut to your scrambled eggs? I mean, they that's kind of freaking delicious. It's also really good on your salad. And it's kind of fun when you're out to eat and you're looking at your plate and you're looking, have I got some colors? Have I got some can I get a side of sauerkraut or what am I going to need to do in order to meet these requirements? And you just consider them as nutritional requirements. Like this is what I need for my body to be healthy. And it's more fun, I've found, to look for that than it is to sit there and be like, ugh, I can't have this and I can't have that and da da da. And yeah, that's true. And you will notice it when you're eating out because they don't have a lot of options for the things that we're talking about. But the more you choose into the nutrition that you're looking for, the better off you're going to be for yourself. So that's basically what to eat. Now, the other that's the like what you're looking for to put in. Now, you can't eat only that because well, you can eat only that, but you gotta be like, "Well, how much?" And I did say some of the how muches. And so for breakfast, we are getting that oatmeal. We're talking about like 4 ounces of dried I can't remember if that's true. If it is it 4 ounces or is it 2 ounces? I don't remember. But you're getting some of the dried oatmeal, and if you wanna know more about the actual program, then just comment below. We'll put you in the Facebook group where we have all the videos that we made when we did it. Um We encourage you not to snack between meals just because it does help you to not have to make so many decisions about everything. Oh, hey, mom. Sorry about that. Okay, so if you have the decisions already made of what you're going to eat, and this is the other piece, is just like make a plan, make a meal plan. If you do this with a buddy, then you're going to be a lot more accountable and it's going to work better for you. But like if you're making your meal plan ahead of time, then the decisions are already made. If you pack your lunch the night before, then it's especially great to be able um to have your food in place that way, because it's already done. Your decision is made, your food is packed, this is what you're eating, and it does make you very, very grateful for good and healthy food. It makes me super grateful for the animals that are providing the protein. It makes me super grateful for the sweetness of fruit, because we're not eating any processed or refined sugars or flours, those kind of things. We're eating food. People will say, well, what can you not eat? Well, basically, if God made it and man didn't do too much to process it, like if it's just like lightly processed, then you can eat it. It's part of your food. Like you can choose that. But it's when we do the extreme processing on it that it starts to create problems. It becomes too quickly entering in the bloodstream. So, for instance, dried fruit would be, even though that's kind of a minimal processing, it can be really concentrated in the sugar department, and then that can make your blood sugar spike. So, you want to kind of go low on that, or low to none during your cut phase, and then um, mostly just like looking at things and being like, okay, what am I looking for? What am I trying to get? If you're going to have bread or toast or those kind of things, you can have that. Just like have one slice, have it in the morning, give you some of that carbohydrate energy that you need. But Some of you are gluten sensitive, so recognize that if it's causing inflammation in your body, don't choose that. Choose a different grain or a potato with your breakfast or a sweet potato, which actually sweet potatoes are significantly less impact on your blood sugar and their wonderful vibrant colors and all the things. So anyway, okay. So that's food. I am nourished, and that's like what to eat. You're going to eat 3 times a day. I mentioned that you're going to be eating a lot of vegetables. And this is actually kind of the hardest part. So cook your vegetables. That makes them more easier to get the density that you need. And then just kind of start to get creative. Join in our community if you want to get some ideas. You can go back and read through different things. We have recipes and different things like that that you can access if you are going to join us on this next 12-week cut. We're going through with this cut, we're going to the end of May, I think, if I remember correctly. April, May, June. No, the end of June. Yep, end of June. And let's get your summer on. All right. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.